Good morning. As we've been talking about this idea of sowing and reaping and sowing the good seed, it reminded me, and this is a story that I've told you before, but one of my daughters at one point in time when she was a teenager was really just kind of coming off the rails. She did not like me at all. And I remember sitting in the living room of our house and just crying out to the Lord, that, Lord, what do I do? I do not know how to build a bridge. I don't know what to do. This is dad and teenage daughters. What in the world do we do? So, and the Spirit just whispered to me, move in her direction. And it just kind of was, a chain reaction of kind of things of different kind of thoughts kind of came from that. And what ended up happening was she walks through the door about 15 minutes later. I just got up and I said, hey, and I just moved a little bit toward her and said hello. And then she just kind of walked on through. And then as those days and weeks went by after that, I just continued to, whenever she would come into the room, I would acknowledge her and I would just move a little bit into her direction. It wasn't nothing drastic. It was none of the movements were drastic. They were just small movements in her direction. And I was just, as I saw, it was just building something over time, that it was building a bridge, just kind of one little rail at a time, that as I did that. And then over time, then she began to warm to me. At first she was kind of prickly. I thought, wow, this really isn't going so well. But actually in a short amount of time, 2-3 weeks, then she started to warm and just, it would at least acknowledge me and greet me. And then that moved to I'm going to, that she started to hug me back, when I came, and I maybe gave her a hug or something when she came in the room, but I just acknowledged her and moved a little bit in her direction each time. And that was sowing seeds to the Spirit. I was working in cooperation with the Spirit, and in time, it wore down her defenses, so to speak. And it's not like I'm a genius or anything like that, because I'm not. But what it did was it was this relational directionality. That's what I would call it. That if we want a different kind of response from someone, we have to start with what we're doing right now. And are we actually making these small changes to begin to change the whole equation, to change the whole relationship? So that's our thought today. What relationships do you have that you want to see a different kind of a result, and what kinds of small things can you start to do today that after you keep doing them in due time, will change the relationship? Thanks so much for joining me. God bless you.